Okay.
Say, ready? Is it filming?
Yeah.
Hi, Dr. Mike M. Cotton Mafarusa here from Cryptid Hunters North America. Say hi to all my veteran brothers back home. I'm here at the Creature Weekend Conference and celebrating his birthday, and our guest is the famous legend, Mr. Bob Gimlin.
Hello, folks. I'm Bob Gimlin from a place called Yakima, Washington. And it's just I don't live in Yakima. I live 12 miles out in the country. And it's just a small town. It's only about 70,000 people. But it's right in the agriculture center of the state of Washington, in eastern Washington, 125 miles from Seattle. And it's all irrigated land. It's lakes like this for reservoirs for irrigation, and at one time it was all desert until they got the irrigation canals and stuff finished, and now it's a great productive area. It's strictly agriculture, and it used to be mostly apples, but now it's heavy into hops. And I don't know if you understand the hop thing or not, but the hop malt is what they use for beer. So I know you all understand the beer part.
Yes, they do. Okay, everybody knows Bob's story with the sighting of the legendary Bigfoot. But what most of you don't know is Bob is a veteran. He is a Navy veteran. Bob, could you tell us a little bit about your Navy career, when you went in and what you did?
I went in 1950 when the Korean conflict started. I was the National Guard, and I was down at Camp Clatsop, Oregon, and summer maneuvers, and they come and said they declared war in Korea. So the captain said, hey, any of you guys that want to join the regulars, I'll give you a discharge from the National Guard. So I said, well, I want to go in the Marine Corps. And my buddies that all wanted to go with me said, no, I want to go in the Navy. And I said, well, I'll tell you what, let's flip a coin for it. And so I flipped the coin and lost a toss for going in the Navy or the Marine Corps. And then I was the only one that passed the test to go in the Navy, and I went by myself. So that's where the history all starts. And I was aboard a destroyer, a ship in Korea, and destroyers run interference. In Task Force 77, we run interference for the cruisers, the aircraft carriers, and the battle wagons. And usually there's about 28 different destroyers out there running out there when they were sending and receiving planes off the aircraft carriers. But then we had other duty that we were assigned up along Korea, the shores of Korea, knocking out bunkers, railroad tracks, and whatever it was. And that's where we got into trouble. So, like the mountains over here, I was bridge lookout. I was up on the bridge for lookout, and I reported that they're taking the canvases or they're taking the covers off a big gun up on the side of the mountain, and nobody paid much attention to me until they lowered the gun down and started firing at us. And I was sitting on top of the bridge because they tried to knock the bridge out first, and a projectile went right across in front of my face and hit in the water on the other side. And I thought, oh man, we're in trouble. So then I reported all of that, and the next one I thought would probably come right on top of the bridge, and the next one come right in front of my face again and hit in the water on the starboard side. Well, by then we was getting turned and running for open water, running away from the shore, and we got hit a few times with that. But we were lucky enough that they didn't blow up. One of them went all the way through the decks and down into the powder room, killed a few guys, and but it didn't blow up. And if it would have blown up, it would have sunk us right there in the water. So it was kind of a lucky thing, really lucky.
Well, Bob, I know my Marine buddies will be upset about this, but you had a story about the Marines. You were boxing in the Navy.
Oh yeah.
Didn't you have a little story about boxing the Marines? I reflect that. So I know the Navy guys will give me a thumbs up, but my Marine buddies, you better listen to this story.
Okay. Hey, this is no reflection to this Marine. I was injured in a vehicle wreck. I ended up 2 years in a Navy hospital. I started training. I was able to get down to the gym after a year there, and I started training corpsmen. to box. And so I got some pretty good little boxers. And the major over at Camp Pendleton said, "Hey, bring them boxers over here to Camp Pendleton and match them against our Marines." Well, you know, the Marines ain't nobody tougher than the Marines. So we went over there, and the only fight that we lost.
We have an army buddy over here. Give me something real quick.
He's not Army.
I am Army.
He's Army.
What did you just say?
He's Navy.
No.
He's Navy.
Demoted?
Well, you see all them tattoos and stuff on his arm? Only Navy guys get tattoos like that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Tropic lightning, baby.
Oh, that
Hey,
other.
and take a good look at Russ. Remember, Russ, you'll be seeing him soon.
Yeah.
Tropic lightning. That's Army. U.S. Army.
Hey, Bob.
Oh my God, I'm in the wrong place.
Navy guy.
Sicily.
Sicily.
That's
Oh my God. Sitting between the special trooper and a Marine is
Look
not
at that,
good.
Bob. That's Sicily right there. That's the national flag of Sicily. Well, anyway, to get back to it, Bob's going to continue his story. Sorry about the delay.
I was training these corpsmen. I was able to get down to the gym every day. I was just working on my face and rebuilding my face, and so I was able
You
to
did a good job. You're quite handsome.
Oh, thank you. Not near as well as I was before.
Oh, really? You should have seen me before the accident, huh?
Yeah. Anyway, I trained these corpsmen, and I really worked hard with them and got them to do a lot of things. So the major over there at Pendleton said, "Bring them corpsmen over here, and so we can whoop on them." And because he said our Marines are the toughest there is. Well, they only bout the lightweight guys all beat the Marines. Every one of them beat them. The only guy.
But wait for it.
The only guy that we lost to was a heavyweight guy, and the corpsman, and the Marine beat the heavyweight guy, and knocked our heavyweight guy out. And so the major.
A little bit of redemption for us there,
Yeah,
Bob.
the major over there said, "Hey, Lieutenant," I can't remember the lieutenant's name, he was a doctor. He said, "Don't you and this guy named Bob Gimlin ever bring a bunch of corpsmen over here and beat our Marines, because that's disgraceful."
So, Bob, your rank in the military was
Seaman.
seaman.
I
And then
was,
you made it up to what, bosun's mate?
I was bosun mate, seaman,
Okay.
and I went up for third class, and then I was injured, and then everything stopped after that.
And how many years did you serve?
I served, well, altogether with my hospital time and everything, 5 years.
And you were over in Korea for most of that.
Yeah, I was in Korea all the time before. I was 2 years in the hospital.
We do miss finding out.
It was okay, you know. I mean, it was active duty, and we were knocking out railroad tracks, bunkers, and buses, and whatever we happened to be assigned to knock out. We had 3-inch 38s, twin mounts up front, and one in the aft, and then we had depth chargers and hedgehogs too. And hedgehogs is a thing it's like a rocket kind of, and they shoot out of a thing, and it's mostly made for submarine duty to destroy submarines.
Yeah.
And the depth chargers were all made. They were a big barrel, 55-gallon barrel, and they had a fuse set on them. You could set the fuse for whatever the depth you wanted, and they roll off a rack into the water. And so when we got hit, they hit us a couple of times, and it hit some of those depth charges and knocked them off and sent them down in the water, and it was lifting the back end of the ship right up out of the water, and the screws were just a to get going again.
So, Bob, after you got out of the service, this is important because I did it. Did you ever contact any of the guys you served with? And to this day, do you know of any of them around here?
Well, I don't. I remember a lot of them.
Do you?
But I have never been able to make any of the conferences, and I hope that someday I'll be able to line up again. But there won't be that many guys probably still alive that served on the destroyer with him. And so, therefore, I've always was busy, too busy to go to the conferences. And so, but now that I'm older, I would go to one if I could get one.
He travels a lot.
Yeah.
He travels a lot.
Yeah.
So, anyway, this has been a little thing with Bob Gimlin. Bob, would you like to say anything else about your military service or anything to the veterans out there?
I'd say serve your time for your country and be proud of it always. And do the job that you're set out to do, whatever they're asking you. Don't question it because they've got a reason for asking you to do certain things. And obedience is the main thing in the service. And just if you don't like it, just take it and go with it and do the very best that you can in everything and duty that you have in front of you. And so then you'll get along just good in the service. If you rebel, you'll just end up in trouble.
So, we've been talking with Bob Gimlin, legendary for his Bigfoot sighting in the film, the Patterson Gimlin film. But in my book, an American hero. He served his country. He's a veteran. He's a brother veteran. And God bless Bob. He's a Korean War vet, and we love Fort Bob.
Thank you, this Marine, for having me.
Before we shut down, Bob's not much of a drinker, but we're going to have a nip together for two brothers from the service.
This is to my buddy right here, this big old husky Marine. We're going to have a drink with him.
Hoorah! Hoorah!
Hoorah. We took a swig. Oh, okay.
Salute, Bob.
Okay. Woo.
Me and Bob Gimlin, hoorah. Hey, make sure you guys make sure you Google Bob online, look him up. Bob, do you have any sales of your 1967 shirts or anything online?
Do I have?
Do you have any products, your 1967 shirts or your footprints you can sell online?
Well,
I'd like if anybody out there like
they did have a online that's for sale, pictures and footprints.
Okay.
There's nothing here.
Nothing right now. No, I mean for the people at home if they wanted to get some memorabilia.
Oh yeah, just it's bobgimlin.net.
Look that up.
It all goes to Russell Accord, my manager, and I don't know what his email or what his, but it's bobgimlin.net.
And one last thing, Bob has given me this print from the sighting.
I'm trying to get that.
And if you have a marker,
Yeah.
I would like you to write on there, to Cotton's Candy. That is my wife. All this would be possible without her and her film. I'll spell it for you. C-O-T-T-O-N-S. C, Cotton, C-O. Oh, yeah, you can make it and then a capital C, A-N-D-I-U. Okay, Hope, stand up, please. Bob's going to give that to you. All right, this is Bob Gimlin and my wife, Cotton's Candy. Babe, it's not